Happy Tomato Tuesday. Now this is the most important Tomato Tuesday because today is planting day. And if that wasn't enough, today is the kickoff to a giveaway from Neptune's Harvest. It's a $300 giveaway. Now if you're a tomato grower, and I know you are, this video is going to show you the best way to plant your tomatoes and get them off to a roaring start. Now, not the kind of roaring start we all thought we were going to have on New Year's 2020. That kind of hasn't worked out so well. But this will. Hey guys, I'm Brian with California Garden TV, and if you're looking to join an online community that offers tips, tricks, and support to help you grow your own organic fruits and vegetables and become a little more self-sufficient along the way, then start now by clicking subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss anything. Let's get growing. So today I'm going to be planting up the raised bed here with my tomatoes. And then after that, I'm going to give you all the details to enter our $300 product giveaway from Neptune's Harvest. Now, I've been using Neptune's Harvest for several years. If you've been watching me for any length of time, you know that I recommended them. Never had a deal with them or anything, but I did love the product, still do. And a few weeks ago, I decided to contact them. And I hadn't done that before. And I let them know I love their product. Wanted to see if we might be able to work out a deal, get you guys a discount. And not only did they say yes, but they offered to give $300 of their product to one of you guys, one lucky viewer. So at the end of the video, I'm going to go over exactly what you need to do to enter that drawing. All right, now back to planting. So this area that I'm planting these tomatoes in is 3 feet by 5 feet. And I'm planting 12 tomatoes in that space. Now you can't do that, you might be thinking, or yelling at your screen. Yes, you're right. In the traditional method of planting tomatoes, there's no way you could get 12 tomatoes in this small of a space. But I do that successfully every single year, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it as well. But first we have to talk about the two types of tomatoes, because only one of those types is going to work for this method. There's determinate tomatoes and indeterminate tomatoes. Now determinate tomatoes, such as like Roma tomatoes, are a popular determinate type. Determinate type tomatoes are genetically set to grow to a certain height, maybe 4 feet, maybe about 3 feet wide, and they're going to produce all their tomatoes almost at one time, within maybe 3 weeks. And then the harvest is done and the plant is done. Now with those tomatoes, you need to give them a good amount of space. Maybe a large tomato cage would be good for that, and maybe every 4 to 5 feet would be the spacing for those tomatoes. These are indeterminate tomatoes, and that means they grow and grow and grow until the frost comes and kills them. And if you live in a place where you don't get frost like we do here, you could be harvesting tomatoes in December. Now, indeterminate tomatoes put on a lot of side growth as well, and that side growth typically does more harm than good. Yes, it will produce a few flowers and a few weak tomatoes, but it's going to take more energy away from the main stem where the larger tomatoes would be. It also produces a ton of leaves. And if you've ever had a plant that just had so many leaves and very few tomatoes, that was an indeterminate plant, and because you didn't prune it correctly, it put all of its energy into leaves and not the tomatoes. So we're going to completely turn that upside down. We're going to have very few leaves, enough to support the plant, but more tomatoes. Now I'm going to get into a lot of that on another Tomato Tuesday when I get into pruning and tying up your tomatoes, but today I'm going to show you how to plant them. And like I said, this will only work with determinate, which is why I made the difference right there up front. Now determinate plants are great because you can fit more plants in a smaller space. So if you like to try a bunch of different varieties but don't have a lot of room, this is the perfect way to do that. I am growing 2 varieties here. I'm not a red tomato person, except for sauce and storing for the winter. I'm going to grow a lot of San Marzanos out front. We'll be doing that another week. But right now, these are all my yellow tomatoes. My 2 favorite varieties are Kellogg's Breakfast and Golden Jubilee. Now the spacing for these tomatoes is about 12 inches. So I've already got them laid out here in their red Solo cups. And these poor guys have been through the ringer. They're looking a little bit curled up right now, a little dry. We've had 3 days of like 90-degree heat. And in these little cups, not so great. So they are ready to be out of these cups and into the ground. Now before I laid these out here, I do what I do every spring, and I added 2 inches of a mixture of, a planting mix and my homemade compost. So there's a nice new 2-inch layer up here. I do not dig it in. I don't like to disturb the soil microbes. So I just lay it on top and let the worms and the microbes sort everything out and pull the good stuff down into the soil. But now we need to add the extra nutrients that are going to get these plants off to a red hot start. So I have 3 products that I'm going to be using to do that. 2 are from Neptune's Harvest and 1 is not. You can get this on Amazon. I'll have the links to everything down below and I'll explain that later. Let me just do this in order here. So what we need to do first is to dig the hole that these are going to be going in. So the first thing I'm going to do here is take off the bottom 2 sets of leaves, and it's going to expose a nice long stem. The reason we do that is because tomatoes are one of very few plants that actually can be planted deeper than they were grown. The tomatoes will produce roots everywhere their stem touches the soil. So the deeper we can plant it, the more roots we're going to get. So I'm going to dig a hole. And you want the hole to hold the root ball and the stem all the way up to the leaves. So that's going to be a deep one. It's good. Okay. Now in the hole, we're going to put some nutrients to get it off and running. And the first thing we're going to put is a handful of rock phosphate. The most important ingredient for root development and flowers and fruit is phosphorus. And that is the middle number that you see on a bag of fertilizer. You've got 3 numbers here. Middle number is phosphorus. Now the problem with phosphorus is it does not move very easily through the soil. It doesn't move hardly at all. And so we need to get the phosphorus down to the roots. And so we're going to bury it under the plant. Now, rock phosphate is a super, super slow release version of phosphorus. In fact, it's going to feed the plant all season. It's going to stay in the soil and probably be there next season and maybe even the season after that. It doesn't move at all, so we want it right there at the bottom of the roots. Quick note, do not get this confused with triple phosphate that you might find at a home improvement store or a garden center. That is a synthetic fertilizer that will burn your plants. That is not organic and it is not slow release, so don't get triple phosphate. The second thing we're going to be using is Neptune's Harvest crab and lobster shell. Now this is a faster slow release form of phosphorus. It's going to feed the plant all season from the root level. And what I love about this is it has calcium as well. 17% calcium. And if you've ever had a tomato that looked like this, that is blossom end rot. And that is when the plant has either not enough calcium in the soil or it's not able to draw the calcium up. It's not in a readily available form. So this is going to be really great for that. So we're going to put that down in the hole as well, just a handful. And this also has a good amount of nitrogen, which is going to make for a robust and sturdy plant. Now with those 2 fertilizers, we're going to have almost everything we need for root, plant, and flower and fruit development. There's only one thing missing. It's not quite a complete fertilizer with just that. We need potassium, which is the 3rd number on the bag of fertilizer. Tomatoes have a huge potassium requirement. In fact, 3% of a tomato is potassium, which doesn't sound like a lot until you figure that over 90% of a tomato is water. So they will need a good amount of potassium throughout the growing season, but you also need to bank a lot of it in the soil before the plant even sets flowers. And so we're going to do that with Neptune's Harvest Kelp Meal. We're just going to put a handful of that in the hole as well. This stuff smells really good. It smells like tea, actually, like green tea or something. Now, kelp has over 70 micronutrients and trace elements, and it even has a growth hormone that helps promote healthy and strong roots. So not only is that going to enhance the quality of the fruit and the sweetness of the fruit, but it's also going to protect your plant from a lot of stressors like heat, wind, and lack of water. So once I have all those ingredients in the hole, I'm just going to mix it a little bit into the soil at the bottom. And I'm going to take the plant, get it out of the cup. A nice root system on it. I'm going to put it right down there, and then we're going to fill in the soil around it. Press it down. So we should have the soil level right up just below the bottom of the bottom set of leaves. So now that has everything the plant needs for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and then a slow release form of everything it needs for the rest of the season. The only thing left that you need is one fertilizer that's going to support the plant, the roots, and the fruit. And it's the same thing I've been using for the last few years. Now, I've been using this one. It's the Neptune's Harvest Fish and Kelp. However, I didn't know that they had a bunch of other different products. And one that I am super excited about, and I'm going to go into this a little bit more on the watering and fertilizing Tomato Tuesday, but they have a tomato and vegetable formula. And not only does it have everything that the original version has, but it's got some really cool things that I did a lot of research on and I am completely floored by. So I'm going to go into that a little bit more in detail, but just know this is what I'm going to be using from now on everything in my vegetable garden. All right, are you ready for the giveaway details? So first of all, unfortunately, this giveaway is only for the contiguous United States. So I apologize up front to those of you who live outside of that area. I'm planning another giveaway right now that I'm hoping will be a lot further reaching. But for this one, unfortunately, it is only the contiguous United States. So what comes with the prize? Well, first of all, 2 out of the 3 products that I already used in the planting. So that would be a 4-pound bag of the crab and lobster shell, and a 4-pound bag of the kelp meal. You're also going to get a gallon of the tomato and veg formula, 1 gallon of the awesome original fish and seaweed blend. And if you happen to grow something besides vegetables, you have a gallon of the rose and flower formula. Now, a couple of more things that you get if you happen to be outside, either in the garden or hanging out with friends, maybe not so much right now, but later. They are also including their best yet biting insect spray. Now, my wife is a magnet for mosquitoes and any other type of biting insect, and she just happened to try this the other night when we got this, and it worked. So we've got her seal of approval, so that comes in the kit as well, or in the prize package. And then a t-shirt, a hat, some little cozies, a sticker, I think, and it's $300 package. So I'm thankful to Neptune's Harvest. This is a great giveaway. Now, how do you enter? Okay, so the first thing you need to do is click the like button on this video. Go on, right now, come on. It's not really an official requirement because I can't really enforce that or even know who did it, but I would appreciate it. Also, comment down below and let me know if you're entering or what you learned from this video. I'd appreciate that as well. So those aren't really requirements, but I would appreciate both of them. The real requirements are go over to Instagram and follow us on Instagram. You should be doing that anyway, but it's a requirement for this giveaway. So like us on or follow us on Instagram. The second requirement would be to go to our website, www.californiagardentv.com, and right on the front page is going to be the entry form. Enter your name, your email. I promise not to spam you or give out your information. If anything, you will be already entered when we start doing our newsletter. You'll be the first ones to get it. So name, email, and just give us your Instagram name so we can match everything up. That's it. Then you're entered for the $300 product giveaway. Next Tomato Tuesday, we're going to be doing a random drawing of all the entrants, and then if you win, we will email you to get your mailing information, and Neptune's Harvest will send the product directly to you. Now, if you want to order the products that I used in this video, first of all, the rock phosphate is on Amazon. I have the link below. For the other Neptune's Harvest products, I have a link below that will take you straight to their website. It also already includes the discount. You don't even have to enter the promo code if you need to for some reason, or for the future. CGTV is the promo code. But follow that link, it'll take you right in. It'll be a 5% discount, and you get free shipping to the contiguous United States. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank Neptune's Harvest for everything they're doing. They are a great company. You guys, if you're on their website, check out their story. They've been in business for a very long time, generations, a family business, and I really love supporting family businesses, especially at this time right now. So again, thank you. Thanks, Neptune's Harvest, and I will see you guys on Friday, where we will be doing our first ever Q&A. So if you have questions, also comment down below. I'll be taking all the questions from this video and any other videos we've done over the past week or two and including them in our Friday Q&A. All right, that's enough talking. I'll see you guys later.